All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and kick it off. As people decide to join, we will make sure to inform where we're at. But we're going to go ahead and start this. So I want to say a quick thanks for everyone that is attending the HasOffers and Billoid webinar, Intelligent Invoicing Solutions for Networks. Our goal today is to show you how Billoid can help you take the hassle out of billing your clients. So now, before we kick off the webinar, let's go over some quick introductions and the agenda. So starting with Julie. Julie is a lead account manager at HasOffers, where she leads the AM teams in Seattle and New York City. A fun fact about Julie, she is a yoga master at heart and a lover of music. And then Jens Wessel is the CEO of Billoid, is one of the 3 founders of Zendry, the parent company of Billoid. A fun fact about Jens, he is a handball expert and a football fanatic. Okay, let's go ahead and dive into the agenda, and then we'll kick this off. So starting out today, Julie will give a brief overview of Billoid. Jens will then take it from there and dive deeper into automation adjustments, cash flow management, compliance management, and talk about a special promo Billoid is offering. And then we will follow up with Q&A. Julie, you want to take it from here?
Yeah, thank you so much, Justin, and thank you everyone for joining today. As Justin mentioned, I'm Julie. I've been with HasOffers for almost 4 years now. And in that time, I've had clients ask for a more robust way to invoice their clients, and Billoid had just the tool. So today I'm sharing an overview of the platform, and then Jens will go into specifics on compliance, automation, and cash flow management. So let's dive in and take a look. As you see when you first log in, we come to a dashboard or a snapshot of your account, very similar to HasOffers for those of you who have a HasOffers platform. And this graph here that we first come to shows your revenue and payout generated from HasOffers in relation to what's been invoiced or placed in a credit note within Billoid. And I guess a quick note on invoices and credit notes. For those that are based in the US and only pay to US partners, you might not have heard of the term credit note. It's a legal term in European countries that specifies a payment, so a payment to your publishers, rather than a collection of money or revenue that you're getting from your advertiser, which is then deemed an invoice. So in Billoid, they're distinguished, covering many countries, but not to worry, because the PDF to publishers can be offered to say invoice rather than credit note if needed. So just a quick side note, but back to the graph. So you'll see a line graph and a bar graph. The line graph shows the actual payout and revenue from your HasOffers platform, where the bar graph is going to show what's been invoiced or placed in credit notes from Billoid. And to identify money that's been settled into an invoice, you can toggle between data points. So quickly, you can compare advertiser invoices that have been generated to collect payment just by removing the affiliate data. So by removing payout and credited. So here you'll see, when you see some gaps, that's really some insight for you. So you're going to be able to hover over here, you'll see the HasOffers revenue that has been generated, but we don't have all the invoices generated to collect that revenue quite yet. So that gives you insights into what maybe still needs generated. And you can do the same for affiliates, for credit notes, by removing the advertiser data or the revenue in that which has been invoiced. So here we see a few less gaps. So we're paying our publishers probably more quickly, which is nice, but we do still see that there's some monies owed to the publisher. And that's really where the graph gives you a nice snippet of what's going on between revenue payout and invoice and credit notes. So just scrolling back down a little bit, we'll come to some invoicing sections. The first one is defaulting, and these are going to be overdue invoices that are past due by the advertiser. So the advertiser still owes you money according to the due date that you've set. And these are sorted by price, as you can see there. Then we scroll down, we see invoices due. So invoices are going to be, the advertiser payments, income for the network. And you can toggle between week and month and all time to see this as it relates to those thresholds. And then credit notes due. So again, this is the term for, what's due to the publisher. And you can, again, toggle between, week or month or all time. And this is going to be payments due to publishers. So you'll be able to see you do have some payments due, and that is why you're seeing those gaps up at the top of the graph. So to the right, we see top 10 customers. And this is very important because these are the advertisers that are paying you. And this does not include any outstanding invoices. So instead, it lists those advertisers who have accounted for most annual revenue and have paid you in full. So these are your top performers. And then just up above that, we'll see some notification sections. We see forms, and then just above that, we see notifications. So forms, this is on the topic of compliance, which Jens will go over a little later. This is where account managers can see if there are new forms waiting for approval. They can view them, accept them, deny them. And the notification section just above that, you can see invoices sent or paid or overdue. You can see these mostly are listing, well, there's a sent down below, but mostly these are listing those that have been paid. So now let's jump up to the navigation bar, where we'll look at the advertiser and affiliate tabs. And these hold similar data just for different partners. So you'll see three sections: the data, accounting, and settings. Data is where you can actually generate the invoice or credit note for your partners, and where you can pull mass payment exports to expedite affiliate payout. The affiliate payout process, which is pretty important from the affiliate perspective. And then the accounting, this is really where you manage your CSV exports. So this is where you'd be able to export invoicing data. You can design your own CSV files depending on what your accounting programs and payment processors need, so very customizable. And you can even save presets for future exports. Very important for saving time. And then you have the advertiser affiliate settings, and this is where you customize the billing period, minimum payment thresholds, invoice generation, payment due dates, whether it's net 15 or net 30. So this is where you really start to configure your the invoice billing periods and such. So scrolling back up to the tab, we see employees, and this is where you access and issue permissions for your employees. So the beautiful thing about being integrated with HasOffers is that all employees in HasOffers will get imported into Billoid, but they're not auto-approved for permissions, which is important. So this is where you'd want to go to either create additional employees or issue appropriate permissions. And then next we move over to this right section, and you can see the little sync sign here next to HasOffers, because this is where you sync your HasOffers and Billoid data. You can update customer data, new stats or adjustments that you've made. So adjustments, conversion adjustments, which Jens will go into a little later. And you can do either a full or a partial sync. So we can look into this partial sync section and see things broken down so that you can only sync the necessary things that need to be synced. Next, we have the tune box. So this is kind of cool. This is something that was built for enterprise clients. So they're custom builds that have been requested by other HasOffers clients and is accessible to all of Billoid's enterprise clients. So pretty cool feature there. Jobs, this is a system log. So system log of the job. So whether you have something scheduled, you're running a sync, or you've completed a bulk invoice, you'll be able to see those jobs here. And then next we see very familiar icons. We see settings, help desk, and account login. So the settings is where you configure general billing and mailing settings. You can give additional permissions to users. You can check exchange rates. This is a great tool. And integrate with accounting software and payment processors. So a meaty tab there. And then next we have the help section. So knowledge base, you can create a support ticket just like you can within HasOffers. And then lastly, the account login. Very simply, this is where you manage your account details. So I know I covered quite a bit, and actually I should have mentioned before, there is a Q&A section down below at the bottom of your screen. So if you have any questions, or as we continue through the presentation, just take a moment and jot those down because we'll have some time at the end to answer those questions for you. So yeah, now I'll turn it over to Jens, who will dive into adjustment automation, cash flow management, and compliance.
Yeah, thank you, Julie, very much for giving everybody a so nice overview of the application. My name is Jens, as Justin introduced me already, and I will now dive right into detail with the first point of today, the automation of adjustments. To give you a little impression of what we're talking about when we say automation of adjustments, this feature refers to the specific challenge of finance teams to keep track of all conversion changes like approving, scrubbing, and stats adjustments that are being made in HasOffers. And with keeping track of this, I mean to handle all these changes in as little time as possible. So we will have a very basic look at the flow between the finance part and the business part. Between the billing rounds and the business periods, to give you an impression of that. So at the end of each business period, for example, an end of a month or a week, there are numbers being synchronized between HasOffers and Billoid, and finance team has to issue the invoices and credit notes. During the next business period, account managers are talking to the clients, adjusting stats, approving or rejecting conversions, and they do this for current or previous cycles. So here's the cracking point. Normally, these changes would have to be communicated to finance in terms of the previous cycles, so that finance can readjust invoices and credit notes. But luckily, some people are using Billoid, and they are happy to have that billing round with another synchronization between HasOffers and Billoid. And this will make sure that the finance people have only to generate the new invoices just as they did in the first cycle. So there's no readjusting, there's just processing as they did before, because the adjustments are all automatically included in the numbers that are being synchronized from HasOffers. And that's already where the cycle closes. The validation process on account managing side with advertisers and publishers is being made as usual, and Billoid keeps track of that for the finance guys. And now we take a look on the platform. So how does Billoid reflect this within the application? We will now take a closer look on the affiliate side. The advertiser side, just for the record, is working the same way and technically. So here on this screenshot, you see the credit note generator that provides you with all the unaccounted data that you owe to your publishers. The table shows you information like the affiliate ID, the affiliate name, the contact person of the affiliate, the billing frequency per client and the unaccounted total on the right side. On the left side, you have select boxes and bulk functionalities like the process selected, which would bulk generate all the credit notes you have selected through the select boxes on the left side. And now we open up the details tab for one of the clients in order to show you an example about adjustments. So here we have affiliate number 1007. And as you can see, there are 3 months unaccounted. We are in June. We have now the plan to bill him for March, create the credit note for March. And after we have done this by using the process selected functionality, we have the credit note, and we pay the publisher according to the terms we have negotiated with him and set up in his account. But on the next day, the account manager supporting the business side is going to the HasOffers conversion report and rejects 9 conversions that are valued with €10 each. So according to that, on the next billing cycle, me as the finance guy, I'm going back into Billoid, synchronize the data with HasOffers, planning to do the bills for April activities. And as you can see here, the adjustments that have been made in HasOffers for March just pop up again in the credit note generator without communication with my colleague needed. So here you can see the adjustment shows March adjustment type and a value of -€90. And of course, the same can happen in a positive way if conversions are added or turned from pending to approved. And also you can adjust stats by adding manual stats in HasOffers. Also, these are considered in the adjustment collection. And now my decision I can do is to create a single invoice for that or credit note for that, or put this onto the credit note for the April activities. So if I do that, the result would be, in this case, that €90 would be deducted from April activities. And on the invoice, the publisher or affiliate would see extra items that are labeled as adjustments, like here, so that we keep it fully transparent. The next feature that makes it easier for you to have a full control on your finance is called cash flow management. Cash flow management describes the decision at which point which payouts are being paid to the publisher and which payouts are being held back. To give you a better understanding of this, we do a little example here. Let's assume we have 2 advertisers. The first one has an invoice with 2 offers, and the second one has 1 offer. And on the other side, we have just 1 publisher in our network running all the offers. So after billing cycle went through, and we have now the situation we want to pay our publisher, we have to investigate, okay, what has been paid on the advertiser side. The situation is advertiser 1 has not paid the invoices, while advertiser 2 has paid. And against that, we got the publisher with a total of all the 3 offers and several conversions for each. And now we have to make the decision which of them we can pay out and which we have to hold back. And all this without to make a manual analyzation of one by one offer. So here, Billoid helps you to figure out which offers are not covered, for example, offer A and offer C, and which are covered, like offer B from advertiser 2. So this makes the decision very easy. We're paying offer B and hold back offer A and offer C until they are paid by the advertiser. And after the decision, there's the credit note with only offer B. Jumping into the system, we see, of course, a bit more data because the example was a pretty basic one. You have to keep track of plenty of offers, plenty of advertisers and publishers. So Billoid helps you to make the decision automatically. So here, when you open, for example, the details tab for publishers, you can see percentage bars, how much of the unaccounted publisher payout you see, is covered by advertiser payments. The bars have also nice colors like red and green, and you are able to preset a threshold that affects the color. So the threshold, let's say it's 75%, has the effect that once the payment is covered by at least 75%, the bar green turns green. And at this point, you can decide if you want to filter out only the covered offers by using the filter at the top bar on the right side. That's right here. If you use the filter, you will receive only the offers per affiliate that are completely covered by your threshold, meaning you can pay them out because you got paid for the advertiser invoices on the same time period. And that's here in the example. You can see in the details view, there are 1 out of 2 items. Items means the offers. 6 out of 7, 5 out of 7, and 6 out of 7 we will pay out. All right, so the third topic for today is compliance. When we talk about compliance, we are discussing the features that help you to stay compliant with your tax legislations and to prevent sending out invoices or payments where you might have to collect mandatory information first. We have a couple of features in the system that help you to do that. So first of all, we have the billing rules that enables you to define customer groups based on different conditions, so that you can apply different billing terms and settings on them. These rules can be set, for example, per country or company type, or you can decide they should figure out who has a valid VAT number or tax number. And there are plenty of other conditions, like is it an advertiser or a publisher. And based on these rules, you can create the different payment terms or the different VAT percentages, let's say. So either it is for meeting the tax guidelines easily, or you configure different payment terms. Mostly these rules are being used to automate VAT percentages, prevent billing clients that do not have a valid VAT number. That's, for example, is very interesting for European guys. It's also being used for automating currency usage or to add different text blocks on invoices. Then we got another feature helping you to stay compliant, which is called forms management. It lets you send out and assign and store forms like, for example, tax forms or contracts, insertion orders with advertisers and or affiliates. The rules you can set up here are working the same way like the billing rules. You can use different conditions and define who is receiving the documents and who has to fill it out before he gets a bill. So once the forms are sent out to the client, they can fill them out and resubmit them through a specific link. And your account managers and finance teams will be notified about the submitted form, and they are able to approve or disapprove forms. And yeah, this is already these core features that you learned about today make it pretty easy for you to deal with the quick-moving performance business and make your company even more flexible for negotiating terms with clients and be fully compliant at the same time. So at this time, we'd like to say thank you very much for attending the webinar. And also we would like to give you a little insider hint that our limited special offer on our website will remain available until the end of June. That offer says the prices are currently reduced by 85% off your monthly bill. And these prices apply to everybody who signs up before July 1st. Also, you will benefit from a trial period, 30 days, free of charge.
Thanks, Jens. We do have quite a bit of time left for questions, just because we did reserve an hour, just in case we needed it. So now's the time to post your questions in the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen if you have some. I do see 2 questions from Chris. Thanks, Chris. The first question for you, Jens, is does this work in conjunction with QuickBooks Online, or is it more of a replacement?
Hi, Chris. Thanks for your question. I'm glad you're asking because we recently launched our integration section, means we are starting to integrate third-party solutions, and we see ourselves more as a complement solution for the accounting systems. And just 2 weeks ago, we launched our QuickBooks Online integration for networks who use QuickBooks, and we provide you a an auth that you can connect your accounts, QuickBooks and Billoid. And then you have a 2-way synchronization, means Billoid talks to QuickBooks, Billoid talks to QuickBooks, and also is talking back in order to keep the information synced between both systems, like payment status, for example.
Awesome. Thanks, Jens. Second follow-up question from Chris is, for clients or advertisers that prepay, is that able to be noted and marked as paid? Will revenue earned be deducted from a prepayment balance?
Okay.
So 2-part question.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, there's currently no proper prepayment function, but we do have a little workaround that can deal with that situation pretty well. So you can create custom invoices to the system that are in the books, and let's say over the prepayment amount, and you can upload amounts into the generators where the unaccounted data is collected. So this will have the effect that you can make sure you won't bill the client twice for something he has prepaid already, and you will see. So let's say you have somebody who has done a 10K prepayment. You upload minus 10K for this guy, and the amount will get reduced time by time, depending on how quick revenues are generated. And when it hits 0, it's possible to generate the next invoice for him, because as long as the amount is negative, the system does not generate an invoice for the revenues. And then you can cross them out, or settle them in an invoice to have the 0 aligned.
Excellent. Great questions, Chris. Thank you. So we do have a little bit of time if anyone else has any more questions for Jens. Ooh, this is anonymous. I like the suspense. Okay, can we send out invoices to custom contacts that are not in HasOffers?
Okay, yeah, this is a feature which is also pretty new. We provide the opportunity to go to a customer profile within Billoid, let it be an advertiser or affiliate, and on top of the users that you can create in HasOffers within advertisers and affiliate profiles, you are able to create custom contact person, and you can then set them as the main contact, or you can also set them as CC recipient or blind CC recipient upon the document emails you send out to the advertiser or publisher.
Okay. We have another question about what other tracking platforms are you integrated with, and are stats inputted manually or pulled via API?
We are exclusively integrated with HasOffers, and our stats are being pulled via API. So we can we can make sure that we pull all these stats and make sure that we also get the adjustments, so so that we cross out every manual work like uploading, readjusting, and editing invoices before and after they've been generated.
Absolutely. And if you are not working with HasOffers, you can go to hasoffers.com and sign up for a free 30-day trial, or you can reach out to me, Julie. It's just julie@tune.com, and I can make sure to connect you with someone to take you through a demo of the platform. Chris said, thanks for answering those questions. As for the prepay, we set that as a paid or subtract from quote unquote deposit in QuickBooks Online. Is the integration two-way so that anything done in QuickBooks syncs in, I'm going to say, Billoid?
Okay, it's not that we pull the documents from QuickBooks into Billoid. It's more like you create the documents in Billoid, push them into QuickBooks, and we just receive back the information if payment status have been changed. Because QuickBooks is, for example, something you can connect with your bank account and automate the kind of Marcus paid info. So I think that way it wouldn't work. But if you would like to discuss this in detail, you can definitely shoot me an email, and we can go through the process in a little call, how Billoid can figure this out and also push this accordingly into QuickBooks.
Awesome. We have another question. Are we able to use different currencies within Billoid?
Yes, you can use every currency in Billoid, or almost everything, every currency in Billoid. We have we pull out the stats in the original currency from HasOffers. That means we have the raw values that we can convert into any currency the client requires. You can set currencies per client groups, or you can configure them per client. And you also can define if a client should be paid in two currencies, like if he promotes offers in US dollars within your HasOffers account and some in euro in your HasOffers account, he would receive two invoices if you wish so. And you can also add a manual or an individual second payment method in Billoid that is specifically for the second currency. So you would have easy exporting later on too for mass payments.
Great, thanks, Jens. Any more questions out there? If not, we are happy to end a little bit early. It's always nice to keep space on a calendar to not go over. It's also nice to end a meeting early. So if there's no more questions, we can go ahead and end this webinar.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, and Jens, there will be a follow-up email, correct, with a recording, right. And yes, I'll let you touch on that.
Okay, yeah, for everybody who has registered for the webinar, we will send a follow-up email during the next days, including the recording of the webinar, and also with information on the limited offer I was mentioning earlier, so that you have everything at a glance what you need to know. And of course, feel free to send over an email if you have other questions. I'd be happy to help at any time.
And that's just Jens, Jens, at Zendry.com.
Correct.
Correct.
Thank you,
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for joining this webinar, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Goodbye, guys.